Hi everyone, my name is Steven and I'm part of Group 6 and we're going to be discussing our debate topic today, which is should prescribers be held liable if genetic testing is not done prior to prescribing a drug that includes a genetic test in the package insert. So our group is of the opinion that they should not be held liable, and here's why. So the first study that we looked at is called Scientific Challenges and Implementation Barriers to Translation of Pharmacogenomics in Clinical Practice. So firstly, we need to understand that typically researchers will find an SNP for an enzyme or a transporter that correlates to a therapeutic endpoint. And so they study the correlation of this. In this study, they discuss clozapine and its metabolism with 2D6. So the results on analysis showed how it's a mixed bag. There's some studies that show that it's beneficial to dose clozapine based on 2D6 and some that it's inconsequential. So how are we going to hold someone liable for this? Our next example is warfarin and its metabolism by the CYP2C9 SNP. So this is more important, or very important, because warfarin is known for having a very slim therapeutic index. And so there's a couple trials that discuss dosing. The first one is the UPAC trial. And with this one, they studied genotype-guided dosing versus fixed dosing. And so there was a clear advantage that was discussed for the genotype-based dosing. The mean percentage time within the therapeutic range for genotype-based dosing was 67.4 versus only a 60.3 percentage mean time within therapeutic range for the fixed dosing. So obviously there's a clear advantage to genomic testing. The second trial, the QUAD trial for instance, talked about genotype-based dosing in relative to clinical guided dosing. And in this one, there was a very similar percentage time within the therapeutic range with a slight advantage for clinical dosing. So the p-value for this, by the way, was 0.91. So if we analyze this, where is the advantage here? Is it with the genotypic dosing or with clinical dosing or with fixed dosing? It could be a mixed bag. So again, the study data is a mixed bag, and so we can't hold someone liable for doing things a certain way. Our next point is SNP discovery. It's impossible to conceive at this moment in time that all the SNPs for a given drug have been identified. Obviously with GWAS testing and microarrays, the odds of this are minimal, we understand that. But at this given time to hold someone liable, we may not have all the evidence in terms of available SNPs. And with new SNPs coming into the market, that can change dosing. The next point we're trying to make is that even though a genomics test is included in a package insert, not using it may not be detrimental to the patient. Practitioners should be allowed to practice at the top of their license the best way they see fit. And so we need to give them the freedom to do that. Given a case where a certain patient may not have the insurance or the means financially to pay for the additional testing, it could be beneficial to go with a traditional fixed dose, and this needs to be considered. In conclusion, we here at Group 6 want you to understand that there's plenty of benefits with genomic testing. However, we believe that it's not fair to hold someone liable at this moment in time, given the evidence that we have available. That's all we're trying to say.